Hey everybody, welcome back to Beyond the Trailer. Because she got very upset.
Me too. And I remember my mother telling me, that, my aunt was sick. And, my mom kept saying, well, all you can do is pray for her to get better. So I did. And she passed away.
Yep.
And so after that, I was kind of questioning it. And after I left the Catholic school and went to regular schools, well, let me put it to this way. It's kind of a funny story. In seventh grade, the catechism teacher, because we actually went to people's houses, and the lady, this lady named Mrs. Quinn, she kind of reminded me of the church lady from Saturday Night Live.
Oh, geez.
She was a spitting image of her.
Oh, geez. So Harvey.
Dana Carvey was on there at the time, but after it reminded me of this. Well, yeah, and she was like, so yeah. I mean, it was. I had a weird religious upbringing.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
So, what?
I came across some religious chat rooms, and I was in there, and we got into debates about homosexuality and that kind of stuff, and I finally realized that what these guys were talking about, they were just like totally brainwashed.
Yeah.
And then from that time on, I knew that I was an atheist.
Good. So was that something that, like you mentioned that you're gay, was that something you were able to reconcile with however?
I went to church every once in a while, on Christmas Eve.
So you were basically a cultural Catholic.
$12,000.
Yeah. I live in a very, very rural Pennsylvania area, but yeah, I mean, it's. I mean,
we have a lot of Hispanic. So, that also has a lot to do with it too, because you have lower income people coming in.
Yeah.
So.
I know that happened. That's. I mean.
And asked me if I wanted to join the show. So I did. So I've been on there, let's see, how long have I been on there for now? It was April last year.
Cool.
Very nice.
So I like it. I don't, outside of the show, I don't talk about.
You're not an evangelical atheist.
No, I'm not. No.
I only say that because one of the things I like.
I think.
Yeah. They're
I'm like, masturbation is a normal thing. It's natural. I mean, the stuff that people are saying these days is just.
It's
so off the wall. So off the wall. It's fake news, blah, blah, blah. And it's the actual truth. But, we're in a society where we just deny everything. We deny the truth. We believe what we want to believe, and that's that. And that's what's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then you call the police on him. Yeah, let's go.
You hear that? Okay.
Don't touch him. Why are you touching him?
Assaulting me. Say it's an assault. No. I want to leave. Stop assaulting me. I want to leave.
Let's go. Let's go.
Wow.
That's crazy.
It's like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, seriously. And it
We're going to be just news stories.
Mm-hmm.
You know, didn't have to be religious. Now, basically, we're just focusing on religious stuff,
Yeah.
which was really important. Because now that Mr. Wonderful is kissing the butts of the religious community, all these things are going to happen here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the First Amendment Defense Act.
Mm-hmm.
No, that doesn't sound good.
Well, basically religious, based on hospitals that are religious.
Yeah.
In fact, Governor Mike Pence passed a law when he was governor of Indiana, like a First Amendment Defense Act. But that didn't go over too well once it got passed, I guess.
Well, that's something, I suppose.
Well, that's the one that started all the boycotts in Indiana.
Right.
That affected British.
Maybe Trump will get. Then he got Pence to deal. Cool.
So I'll make some introductions. No,
Me too.
I'm from the joystick generation.
In our era, of Q-Bert and Pac-Man and Donkey Kong, and they maintain their records today, and they still compete, and it's really, really intense. I highly recommend you guys actually watch.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
It's a really good documentary.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. By the way, I don't know if you were intending to or not your cameras.
Yeah, I just bought my new.
Yes, they don't generally, unless it's a laptop. So
You can watch my mug. I will spare you that.
oh, we've seen your face already. It's all right.
Yes, and see your hair's turned red since.
By the way, I almost made it to BC. I got as far as Banff in May.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, furthest west I've ever. We're both from Chicago, but maybe
they still have a better grip on understanding than I do. That's for sure.
They could.
I would have no clue.
I'm close as well. I'm even.
Sort of in that area.
The population that votes conservative or Republican in the States, and then there's about almost half of the population that doesn't really follow either way, that falls into the independents. The thing with the Republicans or the conservatives is they always come out to vote.
Yeah.
Now, the only way that the conservatives can actually win an election today is if the independents or the Democrats and the independents or the liberals and independents stay at home and don't come out to vote. It's the only way they can do it. And I will bet right now that's exactly what happened in Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
I will bet that the numbers, the voting, the turnout was probably poor, and a lot of people just stayed home. And that's how they get in. They can either get in like that or by cheating, but cheating, especially in Canada, is not an easy thing to do.
Yeah. Well, and I would have to agree. I mean, I'm not one to jump onto the bandwagon that Russia.
Oh, that's cool.
Well,
Because it's
the Americans, why they won't, there was this, clearly there was issues with Japan,
All right, go for it, dude.
Uh-oh. I didn't study.
It's just, to help present there are multiple answers. They'll be nice and easy. So we all know the safety of the First Lady is primordial, but do you guys know what the secret code name for the Secret Service for Melania is? Is it A, Lady Marmalade? B, Escape Shawshank Skank? Is it C, First Barrel Booty? Or is it D, the other white meat?
Those are all good.
Can I say all of the above?
Or is it D, the hungry look that Ivanka gave Justin?
I would say all of the above also.
I actually kind of like the poutine one.
By Boney M. Does he have stormy discussion in the oral office?
Oh.
Or does he like to ignore Puerto Rico culture altogether?
Can we put E? He likes Twitter.
I don't think he would like Rasputin because Rasputin kind of destroyed Russia at the time.
Well, that was the Tsars. He let the communists in.
Find our show. You can get it 8 o'clock. I think it's 8 o'clock. I can't remember. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock Central Standard Time.
There you go. Awesome. Well, thank you. And where else can we find you?
And you can find us on iTunes, Block Talk, Stitcher, Spreaker, all these fine things. And you can join us for whimsical fun. I mean, this week we just had Seth Andrews on the show, so we do a lot of videos like that.
Hey, can you hook a girl up?
I probably can.